Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Marchman Show playoff special. Today we've got Grover Road and Sammie Hendricks, along with head coach of the Charlton County Indians baseball team, Coach Thad Marchman. Sammie, take it away, man.
All right, welcome, Coach. Appreciate you joining us out here.
Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. This is cool.
Yeah. We're going to start out with talking about the last week's series with Lanier. We come in with a one-game lead over Irwin for the region. We need 2 wins to win the region. Started out Tuesday night over in Irwin. Gann on the mound. Didn't have his best stuff that night. Looking at the depth of our pitching staff, we had, I think it was Heath Ray came in to relieve Gann that night. Talk a little bit about the depth of our pitching staff and the great job that he done coming in and relieving Gann when he didn't have his best stuff on that night.
Well, so, to give Gann a little bit of credit, one thing about being a good pitcher is you still have to find a way to compete and win even when you don't have your best stuff. And Gant didn't have his best stuff, and he really didn't know why, but he recognized it himself. But when he came out of the game, he still yet to give up a run. So he was still, pitching a quality game. He just wasn't what we're used to seeing from him. And we noticed a little bit early, Gant didn't want to come out of the game. He wanted to stay in there, but we just felt like he had done enough, and something just wasn't right, and we had confidence in Heath to come in and do the job. Now, to Heath's credit, he hadn't given up a run until that game, and but he came in and we asked him to throw strikes. We've been asking him to do that since day one, and I'm super proud of him for being able to do that, and he's earned that trust to come into a region game and get the job done. So to answer your question about the depth, it was very important for him to come in and do what we needed him to do at that time because we knew we had important games coming.
That's right. It's kind of ironic you say that Gant knew he didn't have his best stuff that night. I actually, when we came home Friday when we was doing the senior night, I heard him talking to some of the teammates on the side of the field, and I heard him telling and a parent, look, I just didn't have good stuff, and I knew it. I said I just couldn't throw a strike. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't put the ball across the plate.
Well,
and I think it's important for somebody like a kid like that at age to know that they don't have good stuff that night.
Yeah, well, Gant does have good awareness, and the thing about it is he wasn't throwing strikes to his standard. He was throwing strikes, and he was actually doing a decent job, but he wasn't pitching up to his standard, and he recognized it earlier. And it was looking back on it now, it's kind of funny where I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "I don't know," and we ran him back out there again, and we just didn't think that sometimes in the game a pitcher he'll just kind of settle in and then
right.
Just kind of get better as the game goes along, and he just seemed a little bit uncomfortable. Thank God for Heath. He was able to come in and do exactly what we needed to do. And, to Heath's credit as well, he's coming off an ankle injury. He hurt his ankle over in PE, rolled it really bad, but he was able to bounce back and give us some big innings in that game.
Well, you also don't know in a situation like that. He could have had something tweaked that could have caused the injury by staying in like that if he's a little bit off and you don't really know why. I mean, that was also good recognition by the coaches because you let the kids stay out there too long and something be wrong that you don't know about, and it turns a lot worse.
Well, that kind of goes with what he said too about the depth. We had the confidence in Heath to be able to steady the ship. So we felt like Gant, you've done enough, and you're right. Maybe things are a little off, and we don't want to get you more off, so let's let Heath come in there because we have confidence in him to do the job. So, the depth is good. We in that situation, we were also looking to use Connor Lloyd as well, and so we had a plan there with games coming up. So we were fortunate that Heath was able to do the job.
And we get that win over there and Lanier come home Friday night. Need a one win. And then, Ian pitches game 2 of that series, first game on Friday night, and Colton the third game. Great job, both of them. And, me and Grover talked about it out there and where the game was going on. Lanier's pitchers actually, not so much in the Tuesday night's game, but Friday, both games on Friday night, both their pitchers actually threw the ball pretty good. We just, we hit the ball. They made a few errors behind their pitcher. That hurt them a lot. The offense is going and just like we've been doing, just scoring runs.
Yeah, they competed well here. We were impressed with in Ian's game with how well they were putting the ball in play. Like they continued to have good at bats versus Ian, and Ian continued to battle them. He did a good job himself, but Ian's generally striking people out, and that wasn't happening in game one there. And so I was impressed with they came here, and we feel confident here at home, and they battled him all day long. So. You're right. Those guys were up to the task. Then in game two, that was the game three, but that was their number one starter.
Right. Yeah.
So that was their guy, and he is a senior, by the way. He's. I think I heard you guys talk about. Maybe thought he was a freshman.
Yeah, somebody said he was a freshman.
Yeah, he has been pitching as a freshman ever since, and he's given us some tough times. He's a good baseball player. He's also the quarterback for the football team. He's a good baseball player. He was honored as a matter of fact, he was the co-offensive player of the year with Sean Russell at the region meeting. But he was their best guy, and we thought that they were going to throw their best guy in game three, but Colton was up to the challenge. Now Colton just did a great job, and he just mixed it up all night long, and he really held them down. And their poor guy. He pitched a really good game. Like the score doesn't do him justice.
Yes,
the defense kind of let him down.
That's right. Yep.
But he really pitched a good game.
Yep. I tell you the other thing that impressed me with Ian. We sit in the outfield and it's kind of to the side, so I'm not judging any call, but you could tell on him he thinks that's a strike. It looks like a strike, but he didn't let himself get overly frustrated with that. You could tell he had some frustration one time, and then he got his mind right and got back in the game, which shows a lot of maturity from, the young Ian at 12U to now.
Well, 12U, Ian's grown up a mile from last
year.
Yeah. Not only with the way his behavior on the mound and his demeanor, 'cause that's very important as a pitcher, but his performance, his effort in practice, his how he's included himself, and he's accepted the challenge of being one of the guys instead of just a guy. So he's really grown up, and he's come a long way, and we're very proud of his performance this year, and look to him continue to just keep getting better and better.
I'll change the gears a little bit, Coach. Looking at the region honors came out this past week. You got a two-way player of the year, offensive player of the year, Sean Russell, first team all-region outfielder and Wade Rutherford, pitcher Gant Geiger, infielder Colby Bryant, and I've never seen this before, all-region DH in Colton Cruz.
Yep.
Is that something they knew they just come out with on the DH thing?
Actually, we had the DH last year as well. We entered that because there was a player who was doing really well, and that's what he did all year long. So when you have really good numbers, there was a spot created for that because for some reason that he wasn't be able to be included in first team infielder or first team outfielder.
Okay.
So he was neither. He DH'd the whole year, but he produced offensively. Right. So it was kind of unfair to leave him out or just create a position for him when he didn't play a position. So Colton has DH for us along with first base, especially with the emergence of Cole, how he's been becoming an important part of our offense. And with his improvement during practice, Cole has earned the defensive spot. At the beginning of the season, and this is no slight to Cole. Matter of fact, it's a tip of the hat to him. We just couldn't put him out there defensively. Right. He just wasn't prepared. But we talked to him about that and said, listen, if you want to play defense, we got to play better defense. And he has worked on it, and his effort is second to none at practice, and it shows. And now he's playing better defense, and he's able to contribute in several different ways. So fortunately so now you can thank Cole a little bit for helping Colton be our first team DH because with Cole being able to play first base, Colton can DH and when he's getting ready to pitch next game or whatever, and so that's teammates right there, baby. That's being a good teammate.
Yeah. Three of these guys are seniors, well-deserved honors for all three of them. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better center fielder than Wade, probably in just about any level of baseball around here. And there's not a better defensive catcher than Sean that I've seen. Maybe I've seen maybe one or two with maybe a little bit better arm, but defensively, I haven't seen too many of them. And you ain't gonna find nobody that hustles more than he does. When you can hustle from behind the plate to the batter's box on the visitor side and get the ball before the batter does, that's hustle.
That's right.
I know these guys are, they're proud of what they've done. I know you are too. they'll be gone next year, but these guys are they're great, and I know they look forward now to the playoffs.
Well, there was an argument for Colby Bryant to be the Defensive Player of the Year, and I argued for him to be the Defensive Player of the Year, and instead of first team All Region is good, and that's what he made, but that's generally a offensive type of recognition, and Colby has gotten it done offensively. He's done a great job offensively, but equally as important, he's played second base, he's played shortstop, and and those are very difficult positions to play, and he is proven to be our best defender. So the effort from Colby, the effort from Sean, the effort from Wade. Wade hit a pop-up the other night on the infield. It was a mile high, and you just know it's going to be tough to catch because he hit it so daggum high. And by the time the ball hit the ground, Wade's standing on second base. And that right there is something that a player either decides they're going to do or they're not going to do. You know what? The ball's in play. I'm going to run as hard as I can or I'm not. And Wade, as a senior, doing that sets the standard for the guys below him. This is what we expect you to do when you're in this same opportunity. And so that goes to what you said, Sean hustling all over, left and right on the field, back and forth on the field. And Colby does the same thing. Wade does the same thing. Najee does the same thing. These seniors get after it, and you know what? They do it in practice too, and that's how they learn it. You learn it in practice, and I can't say enough about the effort that they give during practice, and then it shows on the baseball field. So those guys are setting the standard every single day at practice for those 9th and 10th graders.
Right. Well, maybe you can answer this question because I haven't yet figured it out. I go, and we all know how GHSA is. I'll go on their time, the region standings and statistics and stuff like that, and they got the leaders of each category on their website. Mm-hmm. And you look at each one of them, offense, defensively, pitching, whatever, ERA, whatever it is, and I find none of our players on there. Is that something that you refuse to or you don't send in, or is that something that just GHSA does?
No, that's something I do.
You don't? Okay.
So it comes from Max Preps,
yeah.
and you're supposed to share your information as far as wins, loss, opponents, schedule, roster. We do all those things.
Right.
But entering statistics is something that you can do or not do.
Okay. I was just wondering, because like I said, I know we all know that we've got leaders in all those categories, mm-hmm. but they're not on there. So I've brought it up to Grover and Adam both a couple of times. Got these stat leaders up there, and we got none on there. So something's wrong with that picture. Yeah, I just wondered if that was something that you didn't do, or that's something that GHSA done.
It's a choice to put in your statistics.
Okay.
And so you can. And it's not a manual thing. It's not hard to do, but we just choose not to do it. It's something you can sync. You can sync up to Game Changer, and that information can just roll into Max Preps. But people can watch. Thanks to Adam, they can watch every one of our games and see how many hits every one of our guys gets, and all those kind of things as well. So, that's everything that Adam does here is awesome for our community. But if there was one bad thing, it's that all of our opponents get to watch us play before they play us.
Yeah. And that was a big thing with basketball this past year. The season, the coach didn't want none of the games put on to YouTube, so the other teams would come back and scout the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Listen, I say that jokingly. I'm happy for these guys to be able to look back at any time, 5 years from now and be able to watch a game with them. That's just a great thing, man. Yeah. And if the one thing we got to give up is our opponents has seen our guys hit and pitch, then, well, they're going to see us hit the pitch anyway. And it's a 3-game series. So first game, they've seen everything they need to see. So it's just a great thing.
All right, changing gears again. We're going to Telfair coming into town starting tomorrow for 3-game series, first run of the playoffs. They come in at the number 4 seed in their region. Tell us a little bit about what you expect to see from them. I looked at them, and I can't really find a whole lot. Tell me what you know and expect to see from them.
Well, Telfair is interesting. That region's interesting because they play 25 region games. So just about all of them, all the teams in that region, every game they play has been a region game. So, when you play in a region, generally you don't share information about other teams in your region. And, that region also has an undefeated team with Wilcox County. So,
That's right.
I think they're 25-0, which is I tip my hat to those guys because that is just super impressive to go whole season undefeated. I've never done that. So, I mean, it's just super impressive. And, there was a time, too, when Wilcox was an easy win. But those times have passed, and that's just the coaching staff over there has just done a great job. So we know that Telfair has played at least 3 or 4 games against a really, really, really good team.
Right.
And when you have experience against a good team like that, that just makes you better, win or lose. So we're expecting them to come in and give us a hard time. They have, I think, 3 players who were first-teamers out of their region, so all offensive statistics that have helped them to get in the spot they're in. I know that they have more than doubled their wins from last year, so they're a much improved team who's found their way into the playoffs, and once you get in, you got to have that feeling that
Right.
anything can happen. Let's go do it. We earned our spot here, so we've been preparing for them, and hopefully we're ready to go for tomorrow.
Well, I know we come in with a little bit of a win streak, and they come in with a little bit of losing streak, but me and Grover talks about it all the time. You never know from day to day, and anything can change.
Well, we also used to play in the same region.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I found it throughout the years of being involved in stuff around here as a fan and stuff. Even though if it's an old region opponent, it seems like they come in a little bit more on fire, wanting to put you out of the playoff than usual.
Well, I tell you, man, we've had some crazy games against Telfair. Now it's been 4 or 5 years ago when they were in the same region as us, but we have really had they've had some good players come through there, and we've had some just crazy. I think I remember when Aubrey was here, and we just had one of the craziest games ever against those guys. So we have a lot of experience, not a lot, but we have experience playing against Telfair, and I'm looking forward to. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to play here, so I'm looking forward to those guys coming here and getting the playoffs started.
But talk just real briefly. I know you don't want to say too much about it, but just talk briefly about. I'm assuming with the big layoff that Gans had, and then Ian and Colton both having 4 or 5 days off. I'm assuming the pitching staff is kind of right where you wanted to be at as far as starters goes, with the breaks they've had.
Well, truthfully, it'd have been a little bit better if we were able to start Wednesday, like the original plan was.
Right.
But you're right. With the practice, the biggest problem with the practice is just the downtime between games. And when you play a 30-game schedule, which we did, you're playing 3 games just about or you're definitely playing 3 games every week, at least, sometimes 4. And so, but what we've done is, we were able to scrimmage and practice to give those guys the innings that they would have missed earlier in the week. So you pitch on Tuesday. You got to go on Friday, depending on how it went on Tuesday, determines how many people go on Friday. So we were able to get those innings in practice, and we did that on Monday. And so then we were able to get through normal practice Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then today was just a light day, just to get loose and get ready to go and prepare for tomorrow.
Okay.
Let me ask you real quick. I don't know if they can hear me. Next year with the region realignments and the classifications, will we still be on the doubleheader Friday schedule next season?
That's a great question. So we just made that determination at the region meeting when we picked the superlatives for the season. And what's going to happen is we will do that, but we're also going to add we're going to play through one time with a single game. So we'll play everybody one time. We'll play like clinch on Tuesday, and then we'll play Atco on Friday, and then we'll play Telfair on Tuesday, and so we'll go through one time. Then the second time around, we'll play a single on Tuesday and a doubleheader on Friday against that same opponent. It's not really mix it up. It's because we're losing 2 teams in the region. We're just adding an extra region game to make up for those games that we'll miss. So I think I think that gives us 20 or 21 region games, just like this year. So
so you have the fourth game between all 3 teams instead of just 3.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So this year we played every region team 3 times, and we did it all in 1 week. Next year we'll play them 4 times. We'll play them 1 time through, single time, and then the next time through we'll do the 3-game series, Tuesday and Friday, with the doubleheader being on Friday.
Kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think it'll be good though. And then we can still schedule, like for us, we can still play our Hilliards and West Nassau and Brantley and Ware and all those other people that we play. So, yep.
Coach, you've already kind of basically spoke on the leaders and seniors of the team. Just kind of go back and, just basically the senior, just kind of tell us what they've meant to the team and what you expect out of them throughout this playoff series.
Well, with seniors, you don't always get leaders out of seniors, and that's okay. You just want to get results out of seniors. But one of the things that we want to be as a team is vocal, right? And we get Chase all the time. We try to make him say stuff, make him talk. He's a quiet guy, and there are some guys who are quiet, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we just want to try to expand them a little bit, and this is everybody. And so, Colby and the guys in the dugout, and even Sean Wade out in center field. They don't only set the standard with their movements on and off the field and their effort, but they have taken on what we've asked them to do, and they try to be vocal on the field. And we want the pitcher to hear them all the time, to know that they're behind them and in front of them and ready to play. So, Najee's another one. I mean, you hear him all the time, and he's all the way over there, but you hear him talking to the pitcher, you hear him talking to the third baseman, you hear him, but that's what we want. Right. And so what do they mean? They mean a ton. And I love this group. They're just a bunch of great kids, and it's a joy to practice with them. I even feel bad about getting on them sometime because I like them so much. But we have to do that, but leadership is paramount for a good team. And Colby Bryant, as a senior, has been one of the best leaders I've been around. He just does a great job of keeping people motivated, and he reminds people of stuff to make sure everybody gets on track, because if one person's off track, we're all off track. That's kind of what we talk about with the team. And so he has really stepped up in a leadership role. But all those seniors are going to be missed. They're they're just a good group.
So just kind of tell everybody kind of what's going to be out here during the concession stand. And I know you got some championship shirts you're going to be selling and all that. Can tell what's going to be between tomorrow night and Saturday if needed.
Right. So 3:30 and right after that are game times. I don't know if we have anything planned special for the concession stand, but if it's like any other game, it seems like we got a little bit of everything going on over there. So, but we do have the playoff T-shirts. We'll have several of them here. All the players have order forms where if you want to get a playoff T-shirt, you just contact any of the players or when you see them play, say, hey, you want to get one, and they can sign you up, and we'll get you one made. So we will have some here for tomorrow night's game. But win or lose, this tomorrow. Or Saturday, it's a playoff T-shirt. We made the playoffs, and that's what that T-shirt represents. We're region champs. That's what that T-shirt represents. So regardless of the result tomorrow, we'd like if everybody get one of those T-shirts and show it off to your friends. And it's a good-looking shirt, so you can get a white one or a gray one. But everybody should be able to order one of those or get their hands on one of those by tomorrow.
But there will be some for sale here tomorrow night.
We won't have a ton of them, but we will have some. Okay. So, but if you hit up one of the players, we will have one to you in a couple days.
Coach, we headed in the playoffs. I personally missed the days where what did we enter the playoffs ranked?
So that's an interesting question because it depends on where you look, and I don't spend a lot of time looking at that.
I don't either.
But there's one. The players talk about it all the time about being ranked 5th and 3rd and 1st, and one of them I think at one point. But there's an undefeated team out there, and there's teams like Metter and Gordon Lee who I haven't been able to watch play this year, who have just been just juggernauts, super good teams. So I feel like what you're going to get from those guys no matter where they're ranked. I feel sorry for the teams who have to play them because I have played them, and I know how hard it is to beat those guys. So I think it's good for the players. You get a ranking, and it's definitely something to be proud of because that means that somebody else thinks that much of your team. I don't know who they are, but that somebody out there thinks that you're the best team, and I value that. I think that's super cool. Yeah. But in the end,
It really don't mean
you got to
anything.
beat the guys
That's
who
right.
show up or whoever's field you go to, and that's the hard stuff.
The ranking isn't important to me, but used to, if you won your region and you played home and you beat the teams, that state championship series was hosted by that team,
Sure.
and they moved it to a neutral site. And I really miss the atmosphere that it would bring to a local field, whether it be ours or someone else's.
Well, I'll tell you this. I had a conversation with one of the coaches who played in the state championship and won it in the neutral site. And he said that, you know what, I thought I was going to hate it, but I got to tell you, it was pretty daggum cool. So I haven't made it to one of those, and I haven't been to one to watch it. But I have heard from a coach that I respect a lot that he played in one, and he said that, you know, it was much better than he thought it was going to be. He was like you. He thought that playing at the neutral site like this, you know, in Savannah or Turner Field or Georgia State, wherever, that it would take away from, you know, that hometown baseball field where you just pack it out. But he said he was pleasantly surprised with the turnout, the ability to seat more people, how many people decided to come out at a bigger venue, and that he said it was a really good experience. So I'd like to find out.
I would too.
Oh, yeah. One last thing, Coach. GHSA has come up with this process of buying your tickets for the playoffs. You have to I guess you have to pre-buy the tickets to get into the game. Can you explain that process? And if somebody can't get to that process to buy the tickets, will they be able to buy a ticket when they come at the gate tomorrow night? Or
all right. So work? This is what I know about that. So it's gofan.co. That's the website, and it's really simple. So if you go to gofan.co, just follow the instructions about what type of ticket you want to buy. You can even type in Charlton County, I think, and you'll be able to get to us really easy to buy the ticket. So Georgia High School wants everyone to use this, right, to use this avenue. Now, there are some people who may not have access to a cell phone or may not have a smartphone, or just maybe they can't figure out how to use the website.
Right.
There will be an option for them. If they want to come to the game, they should come to the game. We got an option for you. But we want people to go to Georgia High School wants people to go to the website and purchase tickets there. That's just kind of where it's, you know, technology's moving forward always, and that's something that's coming anyway. So maybe it's just a step forward in that direction to try to get things going like that. But if you want to come to the game and you don't have the ability to buy it online, please come to the game anyway. We have another way for you to purchase a ticket. Okay.
Grover, got anything else?
No, just congratulations on the back-to-back region champions. I'm proud of the coaches and the kids.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud of them for the seniors, and you know, this opportunity of not only playoff baseball, but you know what it takes to win a region championship. The value is, it's just so great for the 9th and the 10th graders. You know, those guys younger than them, because just making the playoffs now, you're already able to practice for at least a week longer than most of your opponents. So, and then if you find some way to make the second round of the playoffs, you have an extra week of practice. And I really value practice time. I think it's super important. So the more we get to be together and practice, the more we get to keep those seniors around, which we care about so much. But equally as important, the more those 9th graders get to play, the more those 10th graders get to play, and they get to play with good players like these seniors who are about to graduate. So, you know, we're looking forward for tomorrow, and we hope everybody can come out and watch us play. Should be exciting.
Well, good luck tomorrow night. We'll win both games tomorrow night so we can take the rest of the weekend off.
That would be nice. That would be nice. We'll try our best.
All right.
All right, Coach, I got one more thing before we head out. I was watching your opponent's coaches show last night, and they talked about about our home field advantage with our crowd, and also I think it's interesting that you were talking about how easy it is actually for people to get tickets and show up out here, because it's definitely an issue with the opposing team coming in here. They were generally discussing the home crowd here in Charlton.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying how loud we are, how much our
Oh yeah. Well, listen. You know, we
here behind the team and stuff like nothing negative.
Right.
Just how our fans show up to baseball,
Sure.
to playoff baseball.
Coach Helgren and Coach Helgren and Coach Graham, who they do a great job helping me out with these guys. Coach Helgren came from another school last year, and he has mentioned several times that he just thinks that the atmosphere is great. He's talking about regular season, how people just show up to watch the games, and they line the fence up and down, and he just sang the praises of what it's like to coach a game here, how much he values it and appreciates it, and that right there is just to Charlton County community, coming out to watch some baseball. And the truth of the matter is by those fans showing up, they make us better. Everybody's here cheering for you. that's all. That's what gets momentum going, and that's what we're all about. So we definitely value the people to come out here, and we talk about in length about what playing at home does for us, and how we expect to play at home, and this we talk about this daily. So. You're right. The people, our fans are awesome fans, and it makes it a very exciting here on game day for us.
All right, Grover, got anything else?
Sure don't.
Good.
Coach, thank you for last minute joining us. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
As always, Coach, good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
Game time is 3:30 and 6:30.
3:30, and whenever we get the field ready after that. But yeah, the scheduled time is 3:30 and 6, but it's 3:30, and we'll start the second game about 30 minutes after that. So.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching the Coach Marchman Show. We'll see y'all tomorrow night live right here at Indian Field. Indians baseball versus Telfair County tomorrow night.
UFP Folkston, the #1 site-built construction plant in Georgia, is now hiring for multiple departments. We've been around since 2016, and we're located in, you guessed it, Folkston, Georgia. Around here, we're more than just co-workers. We're like family, and we're part of an international family of companies with a long history of promoting from within. So if you like to work hard and get rewarded for it, this is the place for you. Check out our openings at ufpi.com/careers.
Indians Playoff Baseball is brought to you in part by Brian Hewling of State Farm Insurance, Insurance Mutual Fund, State Farm Bank, 4197 2nd Street, Folkston, Georgia. For all of your insurance needs, contact Brian Hewling and his staff at State Farm Insurance. Heron Cleaning and Restoration, LLC, located at 239 Jones Road in Jacksonville, Florida, can handle all of your cleaning needs as well as fire and water damage restoration. Contact Gina Mazel at 904-524-1384 or call their office at 904-384-8427. Heron Cleaning and Restoration.
ESP Specialist of Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkston, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Allen Aldridge Insurance, located in Kingsland, Georgia, is proud to serve the communities of Charlton and Camden counties, offering life, home, car, and business insurance. See Andy Gowan today for your insurance needs. Phone 912-729-7600 for more information. Protecting you is what we do. Gowan Aldridge Insurance is a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network. Four Seasons Floral, located at 4415 2nd Street North in Folkston, Georgia, has all of your floral needs covered, from Valentine's to birthdays and weddings to life celebrations, proms, special occasions, or just to say you love that someone special. We deliver as well. Call 912-496-7043 and we'll assist you with any floral need at Four Seasons Floral. Looking for a custom gift or merchandise for yourself? The Crafty Beard has you covered. They specialize in creating one-of-a-kind designs to fit your needs, from custom tumblers to phone cases, apparel, and more. Outfit yourself with game-ready gear by contacting Stephanie at the Crafty Beard. Go Indians!
The certified service experts at Walker Jones Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC know precisely which parts your Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV needs. Rely on them to maintain your vehicle with the same parts used to build it. Our GM certified service experts are trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Simply schedule an appointment today on the web at walkerjoneschevy.com/service or come see us on Memorial Drive in Waycross.
Get the best deal from Walker Jones.
Charlton Electric, now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
Hey Indian fans! United First Credit Union has been helping people afford life since 1943. Our free online banking and mobile app make it easy to check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills, and we offer some of the lowest loan rates in town. Joining our credit union is easy. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street South in Folkestone, so stop in and experience the credit union difference. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing.